On the night of September 16, 1967, Jeannie Seely marked a very important milestone in her music career by joining the world-famous Grand Ole Opry. Known as Miss Country Soul, she became the first, and to date, the only Pennsylvania native to become an Opry member. She is truly an American country music artist, legend, songwriter, author, actor, producer, Grammy Award winner, and now recently bestowed an honorary doctorate of arts from Lincoln Memorial University. Beloved Jeannie Seely, a member of the Grand Ole Opry, has graced the stage for over 55 years as a performer and a regular host. Her life and music has touched the hearts around the world. This is her story of unshakable faith. This is today's Nashville. Jeannie, it is such a blessing to be here today at your beautiful home, looking over the river. What an honor it is to be able to sit down. You are an amazing country music legend.
Well, thank you, Terry, and welcome to Pennsyltucky, as we jokingly call it, and here on the bank of the Cumberland River, which is just, I think, Jean and I, my husband and I went on a trip recently. When we came in, I walked through the house and saw this and said, Jean, why did we go anywhere? I didn't see a thing on my trip that I liked better than this.
It's just
I
beautiful.
love it here, and I'm so glad to have you here with us.
Thank you. I noticed your sign when we pulled up, Pencil Husky. You are from Pennsylvania.
I am.
And our crew comes from Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh.
Meant to be.
Meant to be. In fact, when we went back into production, very first thing I said is I have to have Jeannie Seely on the show. So what an honor. So tell me about the time. Let's go back to Pennsylvania, where you grew up, and where it all started.
All started in Titusville, Pennsylvania, where I was born. Then I grew up way out in the country, outside a little town called Townville. It's where I graduated school. And we were country because our little farm bordered the Pennsylvania State Game Reserve land, so there was miles of wilderness beyond us. And of course, our entertainment was like everybody growing up in the country. Some of the neighbors and uncles and everybody played guitars or fiddles, and that was our entertainment. Then the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday night. So we always listened to the Opry as far back as I can remember.
How old were you when you started listening to your...
Mother said I was about 4 when I found that spot on the dial, and that I couldn't understand why every time I turned that dial there, I couldn't hear the Grand Ole Opry. And I still don't understand. We should be able to hear the Grand Ole Opry anytime.
Oh,
and aren't
true.
we living in a wonderful age now? This age of technology, we can hear anything we want any time of the day or night. We're just very blessed.
And you have a program on XM every week.
I do.
I know.
Yeah. Willie's Roadhouse, that was just such a gift when they contacted me about doing the show. I actually auditioned without knowing it. They had asked me to roast Charlie Monk for a Music Health Alliance fundraiser. And of course, any time I can fire a shot at Charlie Monk, I love it. Everybody loves the mayor of Music Row. So anyway, he kept shooting lines to me. Every time I would say something, he'd try to fire back from his seat, and I got him back every time. So that's when the powers that be with Sirius XM were there, and I didn't even know it. And
So that's on every Saturday evening? Or
every
Sunday evening?
The show's called Sundays with Seely, and it airs Eastern time from noon to 4, and now they are re-airing it from midnight to 4 in the morning, which is wonderful because it gives me all the nighttime audience including truck drivers, which we love and appreciate so much. Plus, it gives me the West Coast because that's earlier evening listening time.
Well, let's go back again. So you're in Pennsylvania. How did you get to Nashville?
I took the long way around to Nashville. Actually, I didn't leave Pennsylvania to get in the entertainment business, even though I had been singing since I was a kid. I started doing radio at 11 and started working with a dance band at 13. But my first car was a 1958 MGA Roadster, and I buried it in a snowdrift on Easter Sunday morning, trying to get home to go to church with my family. Walking home, ruined my new Easter shoes, and thinking there's got to be someplace else to live. So I had seen Southern California on TV and it looked pretty cool to me, and I could drive with my top down. So anyway, I was pretty cool with this MG, bright red MG, and then this girl moved back home from West Virginia driving a 1960 Austin Healey. And I'm like, I can either hate this woman forever or we can become friends. So we chose that route. And the two of us made the plans, and we drove those two sports cars from northwestern Pennsylvania to Southern California, straight to Santa Monica Beach.
What'd you do when you got there?
The Lord sent a zillion angels following us because, you know, we didn't have cell phones. We had no way to stay in touch. We weren't smart enough to think. At 21, you don't think what could go wrong. We didn't even have a plan of what happened if we got separated, which did happen outside of St. Louis, on the good side of St. Louis. So I really felt like I was in the lead at that point, and so we got through and we went up this hill, and there was a truck stop that was set down there. So my cousin Roy was riding with me. I said, let's park the MG up here. When they come by, they will see it and they'll know. So that's what we did. We walked down the truck stop, and pretty soon I was getting nervous, saying a bunch of prayers, and pretty soon I heard that Austin Healey come roaring in, because it did work. They saw the car and knew that we had stopped there. So from that point on, we had a plan. What if we get separated again? Maybe the Lord wouldn't be as nice the next time.
Well, what did you do when you got to Los Angeles?
When we got to L.A., the first thing we did, of course, was find an apartment, and all started looking for jobs. And my education had been in banking, so that was the first thing I did. I had a wonderful letter from the president of the bank in Pennsylvania, and which led me to get my first job at Union Bank